We all got secrets.
For all of my straight and bi men listening and my gay and bi women listening, everybody who has sex with women and wants to do better, I've got a product for you. Have you heard of Kenneth Play? He is an Adonis of a man, and he has put together a video course teaching others how to please women the way only he knows how. I have personally had the pleasure of spending an intimate evening with Kenneth. I don't think I've ever had a first-time sexual encounter with somebody that was just 100% pleasurable. There was never a moment of pain. There was never a moment of meh. He knew my body better than I knew my body. He found pleasure spots in me that I did not know I had, and he made me come many times. I have gifted his web course, Beyond Satisfied Pro, to lovers of mine, and in every case, they have become better lovers as a result. And now I would like to gift this to you with a 15% discount. Go to kennethplay.com/closeted. That link gets you 15% off Kenneth's Beyond Satisfied Pro course. This is just for my listeners. Trust me, no one regrets being great in bed, and this course will get you there. kennethplay.com/closeted.
We all got secrets. We all got secrets. We all got secrets. We all got raise a glass and air your soul. Oven kept in hiding, separate, bleaching, monitor. Oven kept we all got secrets.
Hey, pine cones. So we are taking a break this week from the Between Seasons interview program that I've been working on, but I didn't want to let you go a whole Wednesday without hearing from me. So I thought it would be fun to bring you a few stories that are part of my origin story about how I ended up becoming this super openly polyamorous, non-monogamous person that I am today. So I'm going to be making this a series as well, like my origin story, because I've realized that while I've been telling you a lot of stories about other people and getting really granular and really deep with their stories, I haven't actually gotten granular and deep with you all with my own story. And there's a lot of parts to it. So it's going to be a fun little mini series. And just so it's clear what's happening in case it wasn't already clear, my regular seasons are highly produced and very, very time intensive to make. And it takes a while. Season 1, those 11 episodes that sounded so polished and so well thought out, that took me about a year and a half, I think. 2 years to make. Now, granted, I took a lot of time off. I was going slow. We were developing the show. We were pitching the show. So I wasn't working like consistently that entire time, but it's going to take me at least 6 months to get season 2 together. So since it's going to take that long, that's why I'm creating this content to keep the feed alive, to keep the mission alive of helping to amplify compassion and understanding and lower the volume on judgment and stigma and shame. So with that all being said, here is this week's installment of Samia's origin story. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so I have 3 little mini stories for you today. The first one is about a time when I was in college and I was hanging out with this group of friends, and I had this one really close friend, a woman. We'll call her Melissa. And she had a huge crush on this guy in our group who we'll call wow, I'm blanking on male names. Why can't I think of Peter? We'll call him Peter. All right. So Melissa had a big crush on Peter, and Peter had been dating this girl, but then they broke up, and Melissa was like, I'm so into him. Maybe he'll be into me. And she had dibs on him, right? If any of you remember early aughts, college age kids, we would have dibs if we liked somebody and nobody else could go after them. The thing was, Peter wasn't interested in Melissa. And I also had a thing for Peter, but I didn't say it first. So Melissa had dibs. And I was like, all right, well, whatever, she's got dibs, so I can't go after him now that he's single. But then one day, Peter and I were going on a walk together. We were a very close group of friends. There were like 5 of us in this group. And we were on a walk, and I sensed a vibe shift with him. And it started to feel kind of romantic. And at one point on this walk, he grabbed me and kissed me. And I was ecstatic because at that time, my experience of romantic attraction was rejection. I would like people, they would not like me. I never got kissed, I mean, I'd kissed before, but like never by somebody that I really liked. It was people who liked me and then I let them kiss me, but like it was never someone I was really into, and I was really into Peter. So he kissed me and I was like, oh my God, my life. Oh my God, this is like a first for me. And it was so special. And I knew that I should tell Melissa because she had dibs. So I told her that he kissed me. And she was so angry and she didn't talk to me for a long time after that. It really, really killed our friendship. Peter still wasn't interested in her. He and I did not start dating because she was so upset that I felt so bad about it. But after that experience, something that stuck with me was people aren't things. You can't have dibs on a person. We aren't possessions. It all felt so wrong to me. He and I actually liked each other and he wasn't into her, but our relationship was declared verboten because she had an unrequited crush on him. So that was experience number one that shaped what I would eventually become. I was maybe like 18 when this was all going down. All right, experience number two. I dropped out of college a couple of times and I had never had a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and I really wanted to know what it was like to be in a relationship. So when this completely inappropriate person, we'll call him, God, why am I so bad at coming up with guy names in the moment? We'll call him Matt. Matt was this punk rocker who I knew from high school, who was now living in Utah, and I was in Seoul at the time working as a voice actor. But I visited him in Utah because we'd had like this little fling a couple years before, and I had a crush on him. So I visited him. And on this visit, he told me he loved me and he wanted to be with me. And that was all I needed to hear, to drop everything and move across an ocean and leave a job that paid me a ton of money for a place where I could only get work as a temp for $12 an hour just so I could be in a relationship. And this is part of the many ways that the fetishization of romantic relationships harms people, especially women, because we will think nothing of just like dropping everything we're doing to go and be in a relationship with some fucking guy. And this guy wasn't worth it. He was abusive. He was this really grody punk rocker who didn't wear underwear and never showered. And like long story short, I was a lesbian for 2 years after this relationship. That's how bad it traumatized me. But the thing that happened that eventually spelled the end of the relationship is he cheated on me. We were 20 years old and he cheated on me with two 16-year-old girls. I found out because one of them felt really guilty about it because she knew me and she told me about it. And, I remember after I found out that he had cheated, I wanted to die. I was in Korea at the time for 3 months to make money to dig us out of a hole because he couldn't make money and everything was on me. And so I was working as a voice actor in Korea, and I remember being on subway platforms fantasizing about throwing myself in front of trains over this loser hooking up with two teenagers while I was in another country making money and sending it to him so that he could fix up our shitty trailers so we could sell it and get out of there. He didn't, none of that happened. He just spent my money on guitars. And I wanted to die. And when I healed from that and got out of that relationship, I look back on it like, that wasn't worth it at all. That wasn't worth me feeling suicidally depressed. That? And years later, I thought back on that and thought, why would we make monogamous agreements in the first place when so many people cheat? And it causes such tremendous pain. And that was one of the things I thought much, much, much later when I decided to stop making monogamous agreements. I will never be in that kind of pain or cause that kind of pain over something that is pretty ubiquitous, that is really, really, really common, cheating, If you don't make the agreement, then it's not cheating. You can cheat in a non-monogamous relationship, but that's a topic for another day. So that's story 2. And now the third story, soon after that, while I was in my 2-year lesbian phase after that relationship, I went back to college, a different college, and I met this girl. We're going to call her Kelsey. And she was beautiful. She was tall and blonde with green eyes and tan skin and like just so lithe and everything I wasn't. And for some reason, she liked me. And she spent most of the year that I was at this school pursuing me pretty aggressively. And I was shocked because I didn't feel like I was that attractive. And certainly like I thought that she was just way out of my league. So it made me nervous and intimidated me. And I kept her at arm's length for a long time. But finally, I decided to just go for it because she was so beautiful and she was funny and talented. So we start dating. And a couple weeks into dating, we were having a great time. We were hanging out every day. We were having amazing sex. It was at that point the best sex of my life and was really making me think, oh my God, yeah, I was right. I am gay. I wasn't. I'm really bi. But I liked having sex with her more than I'd ever liked having sex with any of the men I'd had sex with at that point in my life. But we hadn't had a conversation about exclusivity or monogamy. We hadn't set any boundaries or rules. And there was this one night, 2 weeks into us dating, that I went to a party that she couldn't go to. And there was this girl that I thought was really attractive, and I ended up making out with her in a bathroom. All right. So afterwards I was like, oh, okay, I don't want this to get back to Kelsey. Like through the grapevine, because everybody that we went to school with was at this party. So I was like, I'm gonna do the right thing. I'm gonna tell her that happened so she doesn't hear from somebody else that's not me and feel away. But I'll also use this as a springboard to be like, do we want to be exclusive? Well, I told her it happened, and she reacted like I cheated on her. And it was the end of our relationship. I mean, we made it for a little while after that, but we were only 2 weeks in. A week after that, I left for the summer, and we were going to be long distance for a few months, and we only lasted another 3 weeks in the long distance situation before we broke up. And it was this incident that spelled the end. She just felt like she couldn't trust me anymore. From my perspective, what did I do wrong? We never said we were exclusive. We never said we wouldn't make out with other girls. I didn't have sex with the other girl. I just kissed her, and we were a little drunk, and it was at a party. It wasn't a big deal. And I told her about it. I was honest. And, I wanted to discuss boundaries at that point. I didn't expect her to just shut down and shut me out. And, you might have a different perspective on this than me, but I remember at the time, and ever since, just thinking of this like, oh, wow, people really expect and feel entitled to monogamy even when it's not explicitly discussed or agreed upon by all parties. And they will feel like you've broken their trust even though you haven't. You haven't. I didn't break any promises. I told her about it right after it happened. So those are 3 of my early formative experiences that set the stage for me much, much later. I mean, we're talking at least, probably another 7 or 8 years after that relationship was when I finally decided I'm no longer going to do monogamy. And that's a story for another day, how I actually got there. But these 3 early formative experiences in my late teens and early 20s really did provide a foundation for me to look back on my life and go, I feel like we're doing things in a way that doesn't work for a lot of people. So I hope you enjoyed this little glimpse into my life. I hope that this was fun for you. There will be more of these. Next week, I'll be back with another interview. I'm really excited to bring you. And I'm going to be switching it up, interviews here and there and these little monologues and anything else I can think of. I'd like to start actually taking questions for advice. So if you have something you'd like to ask my advice on, I give really good advice. I am insightful and I'm fair. And I often am the person that my friends come to for advice in really sticky situations. And usually people feel like I've helped them. So send me your advice advice requests to closetedpodcast@gmail.com. And also, if you haven't already, please rate and review the show on whatever platform you're listening on. If you are watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, share the content. I'm really working hard to build this, and it's mostly just me right now doing all the work. So help me in my mission to amplify compassion and lower judgment and shame and stigma in the realm of human sex and relationships. I really believe we can make a better world together. I love you, pine cones. Oh, last little treat for those who are watching this on video. I found today a pine cone necklace. There you can see it. At a cute little gift shop. And so now I am your true Queen Mama Pine Cone. I have the jewelry to prove it. All right. I love you all. Have a fantastic week. And I hope you're all enjoying the holiday season. I'll be back next week with another interview. And sending you hearts and smooches. Mwah. Stay saucy, pine cones.
We all got secrets.
Hear that? That's what's called green noise. I'd never even heard of green noise before I discovered the BetterSleep app. Now I can't imagine my life without it. As a long-suffering insomniac and a person with ADHD, hello racing thoughts, BetterSleep has changed my life. Green noise is proven to soothe the mind, improving both relaxation and focus. So whether I need to fall asleep fast or settle in for some focused work, the BetterSleep app has my back, and I'm not alone. BetterSleep has over 65 million downloads. It's been featured in the New York Times, Forbes, and Today, and is an Apple App Store editor's choice. And green noise is just the beginning. The app has dozens of relaxing sounds you can mix together in different combinations depending on your needs. Here's the best part. You can try it for free for 30 whole days with the link bettersleep.com/closeted. That's right. You can get a whole month of great sleep for free. For real, this app is the only reason I'm functioning right now. I used to be so tired. Go try it. bettersleep.com/closeted.